Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request from Devonte, who sent in about, I believe, 3 requests, which I'll get to. Again, I do apologize for the lateness of these videos, but I'm trying to get them up as soon as I possibly can. But thank you for your patience and your generosity. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Devonte. And everyone else out there. Before I start, if anyone wants to request any type of videos, whether it be a review or a re-review, a topic, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthroughs for an hour or full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box. I'll get to as soon as I possibly can. So thank you. Now, Stream 4, this was a film that I did review, but it was years and years and years and years ago. I will keep that review up for a number of reasons. Number one, it's interesting to compare and contrast. What did I feel over a decade ago compared to how I feel nowadays? And that's why I'm fine with re-reviewing stuff. People are like, well, why? Why re-review? Because some movies age like wine. Some movies and people age like fucking milk or milk dud, and then some are the same ranked asshole. I mean, what does that mean? If you look at a pile of shit, it's going to always be a pile of shit, whether a year or 100 years or a million years from now, it's going to be a pile of shit. Well, a million years it'd be disappear, but it's still shit. I don't care if you put a jelly bean or strawberry or a cherry on top, like a shit sundae, or you put a piece of juicy fruit in it, it's still going to be shit. And some movies you're just not into. This is one of them. I know a lot of people like Stream 4. This is somewhat of a segue. Now, granted, since back then, when I first saw this, we did not have Stream 5. We did not have Stream 6. So when you compare this to Stream 5 and 6, this looks like the original Halloween. This looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This looks like The Evil Dead, the original. Because it's not as bad as 5, it's not as bad as 6, in my opinion. But, rewatch it again, I'm still not a fan of the film. I still could not get into this film. I still could not really feel what the fuck the point of this movie was. Like, it's, I know you just say all existence of these movies are money. Money, money, money. You just say that for every sequel. Money is to be made because it's a show business. I get that, but this is just one of those movies that when you watch it, you go, did I really watch anything? It's, to me, it's very forgettable, pun intended. Wes Craven came out to direct. I believe Kevin Williamson wrote a script, but then they had to bring in, or someone brought in Aaron Kruger to rewrite stuff, and Kevin Williamson was not the most happy about it. I know there's some other shenanigans going on. And when this film came out, it didn't do that great. I mean, in the US at least, it did not make back its budget, because its budget was like $40 million, but in the US it only made like 30-some million. Which is funny how years and years later, 5 and 6 made like so much money. So it makes me wonder, well, how come, this film made so little money, but then those films made so much money? I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling to me, but not really. It's not mind-boggling. I just don't give a shit to even try to pontificate on it. Now, I like the first Stream. I do. I saw that on VHS back in the day. Stream films are not films I ever got scared. I was never terrified. There's some decent bits of suspense in the first film, but that's not really what I liked about it. What I liked about it was the dialogue. It was the characters. It was the script. It was the funny bits of humor and references, and it just felt fresh, and it felt different, and it felt unique at the time. And the cast did a really good job. The score was very solid. Wes Craven, I thought, did a nice job direction-wise. enjoyable movie. Still to this day, I liked the first Stream. The second one, as much as I could say about the second one, if I've got to be honest, at the end of the day, I was just so pissed off they killed off Jamie Kennedy, that the blinders were on, and it's hard for me to even think of merit. And there is merit in Stream 2, it's just I was so fucking pissed they killed off Jamie Kennedy as Randy, because I thought that's the audience, that's us, and they just said, fuck us, and then, like, to me, it was done in such a stupid way where you got pulled into the Scooby van, and by Jaffe, it was Jaffe from fucking Roseanne, Jaffe, Laurie Metcalf. She even says, oh, he talked bad about my boy. I'm like, really? Jaffe from Roseanne killed him? Really, Jaffe? It's like really? That's who killed Dewey? This little girl who weighs 4 pounds? 4'5"? This girl, really? Shit. And Stream 3 I liked. I know a lot of people don't like Stream 3. Yes, it's more comedic, it's more goofy, but I was fine. I didn't, because I didn't look into these as hardcore horror films. Yes, the first film is more so, I understand. But it's more of just having fun. And Stream 3 I had fun. I liked the idea it was in Hollywood and on studio lots. I liked seeing Lance Henriksen among other actors in there. I liked that David Arquette felt like he had more to do as a character. Yes, the reveal is weak, but to be honest, a lot of the reveals in these movies, in my opinion, are weak. Just look at 5 and 6, especially 6. The reveal and then you're like, what the fuck? Really? Can I go over here and chew glass instead of watching this shit? So, this one, Wes Craven comes back to direct. It's one of the last films he did. In fact, I don't remember what was the last film. Was it this or My Soul to Take? I think this was after. This might have been the last film he did. I can't remember. I'm sure I have to look it up, and people in the comments will tell me. But either way, okay, I just say this is better than My Soul to Take. A shit. So, I mean, it's not like this is going to be a big ol' rant. It's just, I'm watching this film again, I'm sitting there, man, I don't give a fuck what's going on. That mentality, I don't give a fuck. I mean, the beginning of the film, I get what it's doing. You think it's these two girls, they get killed, but it's the opening of Stab 6. Then these other two girls get killed, but actually one kills the other, which is a nice surprise. And then it's the opening of Stab 7. I'll admit, that's actually a pretty clever thing. To have this movie within a movie, and then the second group of girls is Anna Paquin, who is Rogue in the X-Men movies. And then, was it Kristen Bell, where she's been in stuff. And then she stabs the other and goes, just shut up. Part of me wishes, like, let's start with that and let that be the reality. I'm like, okay, that could be a really interesting bit of business. Kind of like the potential of, was it Stream 6? Where, wow, we know who the killer is already. And now we're going to be following their point of view. And, listen, different direction. But no. It just goes back to, yet again, two girls. The phone call, the voice, gut you like a fish, or whatever the hell he said. And the girls get killed. And that's the thing, is that the fake out was more interesting than the reality of that scene. I mean, the best part of that opening is the Anna Paquin and Kristen Bell stuff. She just stabs Anna Paquin in the stomach, and it's a nice surprise, and I'm like, was it Stab 7? Let me see Stab 7 instead. Because Stab 7 has a more interesting opening than Stream 4 does. So after that initial opening, which, goes on a bit lengthy. I mean, it's, 8 to 10 minutes before we really get going? At least it feels that way. But it's the 15th anniversary of the kills, the murder spree in Woodsboro. 15 years. Neve Campbell has come back into town to sell her book, self-help book. Honestly, it's fine if you make a book, but I'd be like, I'm never going back to this fucking town because of people tried to kill me when I was in school. Then people tried to kill me when I was in college. Then when I tried to just get the fuck out, people tried to kill me. I wouldn't even be in the U.S. I'd be in the Australia or Japan or where the fuck. I wouldn't be there, let alone going back to Woodsboro. Because some bad shit's going to happen, and lo and behold, bad shit happens. I know, big surprise, huh? I'd be like, nope, I'm never going back. But she does. And then lo and behold, she can't leave because she's a material witness. Now, David Arquette is back as Dewey. He's now the sheriff. Like I said, Neve Campbell's back as Sidney. Courteney Cox is back as Gail, who can't write a book. She's having trouble writing. Dewey has a new deputy, Judy Hicks, which I didn't mind the actress. I forgot her damn name. Marley Shelton, I believe is her name. And to give positives, I will say two things I liked were the deputy, Marley Shelton. I liked her. You get the idea that maybe she has a little bit of crush on Dewey. But of course, Dewey cares for Gail until they're done and over with in Stream 5, and then Dewey just gets killed and thrown like a fucking trash bag. But I liked the deputy. Granted, she gets killed, one of the first to get killed in a stupid way in the next fucking film, so it doesn't matter, but I didn't mind her in this. And Hayden Panettiere, I can never pronounce her last name. I liked her when I played that video game Until Dawn, which I would like to play that again one day. I would. But I liked her in that. I liked her in this. Of the new characters, those are the only two I really cared about. If we followed Hayden and they followed her along, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it'd be a little bit interesting. More interesting, I should say. The reason I'm rambling and fumbling about is because, like, the plot is this similar because that was the rules of a remake, where Neve Campbell is in town. There's her cousin Jill, played by Emma Roberts, which I did not give a rat's ass about her. I really didn't. The Emma Roberts, listen, I'm sure she did fine in other stuff. I've probably seen her in stuff and I didn't mind her in them. But this, I found her character just flat out boring. For most of the film, she's just kind of there. And then she has this ex-boyfriend that will peek into her room, just like what happened to Neve Campbell in the first movie. Just try to be like a remake, but not. And then she has a few words with Neve Campbell, as well as a few snotty words to her cousin as well. She said, "You're the angel of death." I mean, yeah, you know what? I'm an angel, and you're going to fly as well. I'm going to fly your ass out this fucking window. How about that? Can you fly, buddy? Can you fly, Bobby? And, like, the story, that's what my issue is. I didn't care about the story. I just found the story so flat out uninteresting. We're in the same town, Woodsboro again. We're following similar stuff because it's supposed to be the rules of a remake. But then, it's just, there's not really any rules. It's unexpected, and you don't know what's going to happen, and they up the ante. And I'm like, well, so there's no rules? So it could be any fucking thing then. It's just very vague. It's just very bland type of take on it. It's a remake, so there's no rules, and there's They said there's nothing really that exciting or intriguing about that plot, about that idea, about that story. It's as lazy as most of the fucking remakes it references. And yes, there's good remakes. There's The Blob, The Thing, The Fly. I like Dawn of the Dead remake, House on Haunted Hill remake. And remakes, I mean, they could be so variety. Is you have the, and they could have gone into that route where there are the remakes that are step by step carbon copy remakes, and then there's the remakes that have nothing to do with it. Or you have the remakes that have very little to do with the source material. You have some remakes that are more similar, and you have remakes that are very, very different. Remake to the Hills of Eyes, fairly similar to the original. Until you get to the third act and stuff, but you know, a lot of that's similar. But let's say The Blob, which I saw recently, great movie from 1988. There's similar stuff where there's a goop and it falls from the sky, and there's a scene in a movie theater. But there's a lot of different stuff in that. So, you know, Poltergeist remake was almost a fucking carbon copy. Xerox. The Omen remake was almost a Xerox. So I get it. It's, the whole remake spiel was just such a boring backdrop for the movie. And maybe that's why the story itself was just very fucking bland. It's kind of Neve Campbell hanging around her cousin and her friends. The cousin, like I said, being Emma Roberts. One of her friends is Hayden, who plays the character Kirby. There's this other girl, I think her name was Olivia. And there's these two cops, Adam Brody and Anthony Anderson, who are really dumb dipshit cops. Just complete dipshits, which I'll get to in a while. Before I get into the plot, if I go just through the characters, Neve Campbell is trying. I like her. I think she's a good actress. I liked her in Scream. And she's trying in this. She definitely has more to do here compared to, well, hell, she wasn't in 6. She has a lot more here to do than in part 5. But she's trying. It's easy to root for her. There's a bit in the movie where Emma Roberts and Hayden, their friend, is getting killed across the way. And while this killer is stabbing their friend, these two are just staring going, I'm sitting there going, fucking do something. Neve is the one who goes out. The cops are nowhere to be found. I don't know where the hell he went. Take a piss, jerk each other off, go to a donut shop and have a fine 69 with a donut through their dick as a cock ring. I don't know. But she didn't see them, couldn't get help, runs in, breaks down the door, tries to get the killer, fights the killer. At least she's doing something. And she has the best line in the movie at the very end. You forgot the rule, don't fuck with the original. Great line. To me, the best line in the movie. So Neve Campbell, that's another positive. David Arquette, it's nice that he's there. It's nice to have his presence there. To not get killed off, let alone killed off in a stupid way. But he really has nothing to do in this. And when you watch it, he's kind of just the sheriff, and he's trying to calm people down, and talks a little bit with Courteney Cox, and talks a little bit with Neve Campbell, and at the end gets the shit kicked out of him by, I forget what it was. I think a bedpan. So it's just, Arquette just had nothing to do. Courteney Cox, she's admin at the story. She goes to this party, Stabathon, which she, as these others as well, think there's going to be this massacre. There's not. She gets attacked by Ghostface, stabbed, and she's in the hospital. And for the rest of the film, she's in the hospital. So it's not a whole lot for her to do. I mean, she and David Arquette do fine, but yeah, they just don't have a whole lot to do. Emma Roberts, I didn't really give a shit about her character. I didn't find her that interesting. until you spoilers for a film in 2011, spoilers, until you find out she's the killer, what is there really to her character other than she is the cousin? Now you just say that's the point, because the reason she's doing these killings is because I know there are people that do this in real life. That still doesn't make it less fucking stupid. As in, I know there's people that do it in real life. I still think it's dumb as fuck. The people who do it in real life are dumb as fuck as well. Because her reason is she wants to be famous. Oh, they say Sidney this, and Sidney that, and Sidney this, Sidney. And I'm sitting there going, so we have a fucking Jan from the Brady Bunch? Is that what it is? She's Jan from the fucking Brady Bunch. That's the big motif. That's the big twist. She's Jan from the Brady Bunch. Marcia. Why does everyone talk about Marcia? Great. So if Jan from the Brady Bunch went on a killing spree, here you fucking go. Here's your sign. That should be the tagline. If Jan from the Brady Bunch went on a killing spree, Stream 4. For you and for me. For the Brady Bunch with Glee. That's what she is. That's who she is. She's Jan from the fucking Brady Bunch. Marcia. That's the bit they're all on. The other characters, Hayden, at least she does have some good acting moments. Like when she's fearful, there's this guy she likes, Rory Culkin, and it's nice that she's a beautiful lady, at least in that movie. I don't know what the hell happened to her later, and was a strange sit she was in. I don't know. Number one, I don't know. They don't say she's alive in this, so I guess somehow she's alive for later. And what the hell was I going to say? But she's a beautiful lady, but that she wants to deal with the nerd. That's kind of, nice. That's kind of easy to root for that lady. Person who doesn't judge too much, too far, too harsh. And on top of that, she has a couple of funny lines when she is with the others and Dewey's asking her questions. Is like, no, he didn't call me. Wait a minute. Doesn't mean I'm not going to live as long as these two, is it? Wait, does that mean I'm going to be killed next? So for what little she had to work with, she did fine. I didn't give a shit about the guy who's the webcaster. He was an annoying prick who had a stupid joke when he died. I'm gay, if that matters. I'm like, no, it doesn't fucking matter, because you saw, even in Halloween, was it? Which Halloween was it? With the gay couple? Was it Halloween Kills? I forgot what the fuck movie that was. Anyway, so it was a stupid fucking joke. I didn't give a shit about that character. Rory Culkin, I didn't give a shit about him. Like a much lesser version of Randy from the early Stream films. Didn't give a shit. I don't mind Rory Culkin as an actor. I just didn't give a shit about his character. Olivia, people barely remember who the fuck she is. She's the girl that was with the group who died across the street, and her two friends just watched her die and didn't even try to help. Just stood there. The two cops are incompetent as hell, stupid as fuck. Again, Neve Campbell goes out to find them, and they're nowhere to be found. When their job is to watch the fucking house. So I don't know if these cops got their badges at the bottom of a cereal box or in a cookie jar. Anthony Anderson, I mean, his death was really stupid. I know it's meant to be funny, but to me it just groaned. He just stabbed in the head like this, and then he's like, because him and the other cop talked about how cops don't make it far in these movies unless it's Bruce Willis. And I'm sitting there going, You do know that your sheriff is Dewey, who did make it through these. Granted, he has some scars, but he did make it through it. But anyway, I did. But I'm just saying. I know it's meant to be other films, but I'm like, your sheriff went through these and survived. It's funny how that wasn't part of the conversation. But because they mentioned Bruce Willis, when Anthony Anderson gets stabbed, he's like, "Fuck Bruce Willis." It just came off as like this seemed like something being a scary movie than a Scream movie. Which is ironic, because originally Scream was supposed to be called Scary Movie, but it became Scream, and then Scary Movie became Scary Movie. Which I know they're going to do another one of those now. But yeah, the webcast and blotter guys, the references, at the beginning they reference Saw. At one point the girls are watching Shaun of the Dead. I just didn't find the references that interesting or that funny this time around. The kills. Granted, the kills are kind of typical for these movies. Stabs. Oh yeah, the Sidney's publicist. I almost forgot about her because she was such a nothing fucking character. And she's in a parking garage. She's locked in her car safe, as can be, so she has the bright idea to get out and go for a door that she doesn't know if is locked or not, so lo and behold, it's locked, and she breaks the fucking handle, and then she gets killed. An uninteresting story with a remake basis that I didn't find that clever or interesting. References that, are few and far in between. A cast where some people, like the ex-boyfriend of Emma Roberts, does anybody even remember anything the fuck that guy did? Or Olivia, or the publicist of Neve Campbell's character? Like, the victims were a whole bunch of nothings. I'll give credit to Neve Campbell, I'll give credit to Hayden, I'll give credit to the deputy. Yeah, it's cool to see David Arquette and Courteney Cox there, but it's like, whatever. Mary McDonnell, she's in 2 or 3 scenes. She plays the mother of Emma Roberts. She was in Independence Day. She was the first lady. And eventually she gets killed. Stabbed through the door, whatever. And the finale, there's 5 people. It's Emma Roberts, Hayden, the 2 webcast bloggers, the one guy and Rory Culkin, and the ex-boyfriend. And pretty much of the 5, 2 of them are killers, Emma Roberts and Rory Culkin. The one guy dies, and before he dies, he goes, "Wait, I'm gay, if that matters." Hayden gets stabbed. And again, it never, I don't remember it saying if she lived or not. You think that would have come up if eventually she's going to come back later, which they didn't plan that. They go, well, I mean, yeah, she survived. Just people can survive knife wounds like anything. It doesn't matter where you get stabbed. Yeah, it's 50-50 coin toss. Maybe you live, maybe you die. This person gets stabbed shitload of times like Dewey has in older films. He survives. Then he has a limp, but now he no longer has a limp. You get stabbed once, you live. You get stabbed once, you die. It just depends. Again, it's a fucking coin flip. I guess I can remember if I ever get stabbed, I have a 50-50 chance of living. Like, that's what these fucking movies have taught me. Because again, some get stabbed like 10 times, they're alive. One gets stabbed once, they're dead. Or vice versa. The There's a little bit of cat mouse with Neve Campbell, but I mean, not a whole lot to run home about. Emma Roberts kills Rory Culkin because she wants to be a sole survivor, because that would make her more famous. Then she stabs Neve Campbell. You think she would make fucking certain that she was dead, which makes her plan kind of fucking stupid. Okay, the biggest part of your plan is to make sure Neve Campbell's character is dead. So you're not going to check her pulse, or, I don't know, stab her like 8 fucking times, 9, 10, 12 fucking times. You know? You think you do that, right? But no. She doesn't check her pulse, doesn't check if she's dead or alive. You're coming with me. She just stabbed once, assumes, and then beats the shit out of herself to make her look like she was attacked, blaming on this other person, and then taken to the hospital. And apparently, supposedly, well, whether this is rumor or fact, I don't know. The original idea was that it was going to end on a cliffhanger where she would be taken to the hospital, and then Dewey says someone has survived. And you're not supposed to know who it was. Was it Hayden? Was it Neve Campbell? And then I guess it was supposed to lead to another one where Neve Campbell had amnesia. Why? I hate to say it, that ending would have sucked even more. This ending, at least he did satisfying. Defibs the bitch, shoots her, never fucked with the original. At least that's a good line. I'll give you that. But as is, this really just felt as if we ran out of steam on this franchise. 3 movies is all you needed. Some would say 1 movie is all you needed. You did not need to make this a fucking franchise. Or at least 4, 5, and 6. You didn't need any of those. And now they're going to do a 7. You don't need that either. But they don't keep doing it anyway, because they keep making money, and that's how the cookie crumbles, as they say. So if you like the film, that's fine. But to me, I'm watching going, this is just so unneeded. This is not that interesting. Honestly, a lot of it was flat out boring. Just, why should I give a shit about some publicist I don't give a fuck being stalked in a parking garage? Why should I give a fuck about this girl Olivia, who I barely know jack shit about, being killed across... I mean, her friends don't give a shit about to try to help her. Neve Campbell, who doesn't know the girl, is the one who tries to help her. Even their plan, okay, they want to be famous. You know what would make the news? That one of the survivors of Woodsboro back in the day died, which could have been Courteney Cox. But they stab her and then they leave her. I'm sure it's supposed to be, well, some things to do with the remakes or whatever, but they're also filming themselves. Or Courteney Cox, so they're filming. Which they didn't do anything with that about, they're filming now. They're filming their kills now. But nothing was really done with that. With the idea they're filming their kills. So what? Nothing was done with that. Nothing was fucking... If it was like they're editing their own film and it's a snuff film they're going to put out there to the interwebs. This is the unofficial Stab remake and more real than ever. But no, so the whole them filming themselves didn't fucking do anything. And also, you want to say there's no rules and it's unexpected, but then you want to say there's rules. Well, we can't kill Courteney Cox, this is a rule. But wait, you said there are no rules, so kill Courteney Cox. Does that, when you become your survivors, it'll be even more famous story where the killer that killed Courteney, Gail Weathers. It's going to make more news. It's going to make more, I guess maybe the idea is they wanted Gail to write the book on it. I guess maybe I could assume that's why. I can only assume that's why. She'll write the book and they'll be famous. So I'll chalk her up to that. But then again, what if that was your plan? What if that one knife wound killed her? Because again, I love how like some knife wounds, yeah, I'll do it there, but it's okay. It's like a paper cut. What if they died from that wound? What if you hit an artery? So that part of your plan would have been up the fucking smoke. Anyway, it don't fucking matter. Why am I even thinking about this shit? Why? It's 35 fucking minutes. Streamform or Straform, as the title makes it seem. Straform. I don't give a rat's ass about the movie. Some decent actors. Deputy Judy Hicks. Kirby, Hayden's character. Neve is trying. That's really all I got. The music, I don't remember a damn thing about the score. Or the song at the end, I'm like, okay, whatever. Which is funny, then when they did Stream 5, it was the reboot thing again. Remake, reboot, you know. Whatever. And a killer whose motive is to be Jan from the fucking Brady Bunch. Marcia. See you guys later.